so happy to see you all. Wow, let's get started. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the third episode of The Outer Reach. So we are on a space station and we're somewhere between Jupiter and the asteroid belt, and there's a crew who are looking for signs of intelligent life, as you do. Lucky them. So tonight is a special episode because it's Heritage Festival here in Nelson, and this episode is heritage themed. So we will be having a special guest arrive. From you, I would love to get right now a reason that the crew is in lockdown, because as those of you know who have been here before, the crew seems to be in lockdown every single week. So I'd love to hear from you the reason why they are in lockdown this week. So if you pop that through in a comment there, I'll select something. Oh, Corey's here, hoo-ha! Yay, Corey's our friend that we met at university, Drama Sock days. Yay. Mitchell Andrews, hello, hello. Very good. Yep, so if you send through those comments, I'll choose something. I would really like to thank the Heritage Festival, Tom Ransom, Tim Cuff, and Nelson City Council for making this episode possible. Oh, there is a killer on the loose. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Is it one of the crew? Wow, I love that. What else we got? Someone lost the last jigsaw piece. Wow, that's great. And you have to be really careful, because if there's too much movement around the space station, everything will get stirred up and you're never going to find that. What else have we got? Someone lost the nail scissors and everyone has really long toenails now, so can't leave their rooms with their talons. Wow, that's amazing. Acid rain, zombie apocalypse. These are great. Onboard AI locked down the ship. Nice. You got to watch out for that AI. Hi, Anamika. Hi, Claire. Venomous plants from Thora. Spooky wooky ghosties. Oh, I like that. Power shortage. Yes, someone dropped a curry bomb in the corridor. Richie McCaw is there. Wow. I'm not sure why we would be hiding from him. Richie McCaw, quick, hide. He's too amazing. We cannot stand his shine. Gravity is heavier in the corridors. Nice. Hi, Judine. A strange rash has broken out among them. What's been happening on the space station? I don't know. Sewage system failed. Hi from Judine. Gelatinous cube outside. Okay, well, these are amazing. I have to choose something. How do I choose? I'm gonna go for someone lost the last jigsaw piece. Hey, it's truly a truly important reason for going into lockdown. So thank you so much, Freya, for that idea. Okay, so we have our lockdown reason. Our crew is standing by. So it just remains for me to say to you, in case you weren't getting this already, that this show is entirely improvised and we can't be held responsible for what happens. So sit back and enjoy, and I'm going to hand over now to the crew of the SS Outer Reach to get in touch with you or whoever they want to get in touch with by way of introduction. Over we go.
Hi, this is Maud Barlow. I'm just letting everybody on Earth know that I'm alive. Last week I had a snake venom bite, but luckily I had previously given myself snake venom vaccine placebo, and so my immune system believed it could fight, and it did. Which is good, because none of the crew came to my aid. I'm a bit miffed. Maud out.
Mom, for the last time, I can't make it for dinner on Saturday. I'm in space. I've been here for 4 years. You ask me every single time. I won't be home for another year. So make me a plate and put it in the freezer, and I'll eat it when I get back. All right? I miss you. I love you. Bye, Mom. Mwah.
Hi Earth, it's Helen here. I am still in space, same as the last 3 years. And you wouldn't believe it, but we're in lockdown again. I just don't know about the competency of this crew, to be honest, but a jigsaw piece was lost and we cannot move until it's found, because you know how it is. You cannot leave a jigsaw puzzle incompleted. Anyway, you'll hear from me later. Signing out. Bye.
Hi, Mum and Dad. Janice here again. I know you look forward to my calls every week. I mean, I hope you do. Anyways, you know, just the usual kind of stuff going on. We are in lockdown again due to jigsaw. We were making a jigsaw in the common area. A piece got lost, and then the crew as a whole decided that we should go into our cabins because we didn't want to move things around and not find it. I don't really understand the logic myself, but as an intern, I kind of just got to do what people tell me. So, yep, in lockdown again. Talk to you later. Bye.
Wow, so there you have them, the crew of the SS Outer Reach. Oh my goodness, I hear you wondering, but where is Harriet Hawke, the archivist? Well, an interesting story, I'll have you know. So Harriet, as I said, she's the archivist. She was digging through the archives and she found a plan for a time machine. Yeah, so she built it, as you do, and she was immediately sucked through it. And in her place arrived Lord Horatio Nelson. Yes, I'm not joking. So we actually have Lord Nelson on the SS Outer Reach, and he's taking questions. So I'm going to choose 4 questions. If you would like to write a question you would like Lord Nelson to answer in the comments there, then I will choose 4 questions and they will be put to him and he will answer them. So there's a little bit of a delay, so I will regale you with my witty banter. I did not prepare any, so this is it. Hopefully this is enough time. Oh my gosh, where have the comments gone? Oh, Star Trek level stuff. Yes, you're right about that, Pete. Okay, waiting for the questions for Lord Nelson to roll in. Oh yeah. I know a little bit about Lord Nelson. I was involved in directing a show about Lord Nelson last year. Enjoyed it thoroughly. Oh, what is the meaning of space? What is the meaning of space? When you were born with one eye open, what were you thinking? Lord Nelson, what is the most awesome thing about time travel? What was your favorite craft beer back in the day? Yes. Okay, we'll definitely go with that one. What was your favorite craft beer back in the day? Of course, it's his current day, really. He's just zipped through time. Why do you wear your hat sideways? Do you have enough toilet paper? A pertinent question at this time. How does being shot / traveling through time affect your sense of taste? These are very good questions. Favorite song to sing on the sea? Favorite song to sing on the sea. I like that. Favorite song. What was that last kiss like? Ooh, yes. Okay. Gina, can you take the craft beer question? Fleur, can you take the favorite song? Glenn, can you take, what was that last kiss like? How did you become a lord? Ooh, where's the jigsaw piece? Says Emma Tunney. That is a very good question, one that I hope would be answered. at some point, but who knows? Lord Nelson, I've been wondering what midichlorians? Yes, very good question. Are you now a Time Lord? That is a great question. Was Hardy a good kisser? You know something. Who's your daddy? Really, who is he? Are you on Tinder? Have you heard of KFC? Guess what it stands for? Great. Okay, so the final question will be, how did you become a lord? So that's for you, Jade. So these are our improvisers. We have Glenn Cousins and Fleur Jackson and Gina Foley and Jade Alborn, and they are going to be creating something completely made up for you along with Lord Admiral Horatio Nelson. And I shall now stop speaking and hand over to our brilliant players to tell you a story.
Are you there, Lord Horatio Nelson? Hello?
Hello? Where am I?
It's me, Maud.
I say, you're in a tiny box. How did you get in there?
Oh, you're talking about the television screen. That's not actually me. I'm regular size.
My fair lady, please tell me what has happened. The last thing I remember, I was on the board. I was on board the Victory. We were at odds with the French. Trafalgar. Thomas Hardy was walking beside me, and then suddenly, whap, bang, darkness, and then here I am with nothing but my curtain from my captain's deck. Where am I?
Yes, I see your curtain came through too. We've just had a little technical difficulty. Harriet built a time machine, Harriet Hawke. She's gone through the time machine and she seems to have swapped with you. There must be some sort of law around that equal opposite reaction kind of business where she left and you came. So if you could handle our archives while you're here, that would be handy. That was her job.
So we're on some board, some sort of craft?
Oh, yes. You're in the year 2029, 2029. We're in space, hovering around Jupiter.
The future. My compass, it's going round in circles. Jupiter. By Jove. You must be the captain?
I'm the Maud, and I am the nurse aboard the ship. I don't know if you had nurses back in your day.
Well, we could have done with some nurses on some of those boats, you know. We got by with just the one ship's doctor.
Right, okay. Well,
I was once amputated at the elbow by one.
by a nurse?
Hmm?
You got amputated by a doctor. I see, I was gonna say, scope of practice, nurse. Anyway, would you mind if I asked you a question?
Well, I am available, I suppose. Why can't I get out of my room, by the way? Seems to be locked.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Lord. Don't go out there. Come back, Lord Nelson.
Can't get out. It's all locked.
Oh, my gosh, that was close. We're almost finished a jigsaw puzzle. It's a piece of modern technology you won't have heard of.
A jigsaw? Yes, we have them in 1805, I can assure you.
You are so advanced for your time.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
We've lost a piece. It's out there somewhere, and we don't want to disturb anything, lest we lose it again.
So in 224 years of technological advances, you still use jigsaw pieces?
Oh, that's right. But,
fascinating.
Oh, yes, but you probably just had small ones. We now have 100-piece ones, 200-piece even.
I can't possibly comprehend so many pieces in a jigsaw puzzle. Our jigsaw puzzles have 4 pieces maximum.
Right. Well, Anyway, I'll get to my question.
Please.
Well, I know that you said you're in France, and I know that France is famous for craft beer.
No, I'm not. I wasn't in France. I was on the ocean off the coast of Spain.
Fighting the French.
Yes, and the Spanish.
And the Spanish.
They were allied, you see.
Well, I'm very interested in French craft beers. And I would like to ask, what was your favourite craft beer?
Now listen to this, Maud. The only good French craft beer is a dead French craft beer.
Well, Lord Horatio, we seem to have come to an impasse.
An impasse?
Impasse. I, myself, was born and raised in France on French craft beer.
Really?
Yes, I was raised an orphan by myself, raised by my own two hands.
You were raised by yourself?
Yes, raised by myself, drinking French craft beer on the streets of France.
Well, back in the day, you'd probably find yourselves on one of our boats. The old crews would have come through the villages and collected all the orphans, all the cripples, all the rejects like yourself, and thrown them on board.
Well, Lord Horatio, how do you think I got here? They came and collected me and took me to a different country, which then collected me and took me to space.
Fabulous. Congratulations. It's quite the opportunity to explore the final frontier.
Yes, it is. Anyway, one thing I really liked about craft beer when I was growing up is the lovely woozy feeling it would give me in my head, just as a small toddler. Oh, it was delightful.
Yes, well, we probably do not serve beer to juniors in my day. More of a grown-up thing.
Oh, you haven't lived. You were born too early. Commonplace where I grew up, with parents like me for myself.
Where was that?
The streets of France and the decks of the Bonnie SS French ship, and, of course, later, the Outer Reach.
Can't say you have much of a French accent, Maud.
Oh, I know all the lingo. French fries, French toast, French kiss, moi moi, Jacques Chirac, Eiffel Tower, femme fatale. I've lost some of my accent because I spent the latter half of my youth growing up on the New Zealand streets.
I see. Well, it's been nice chatting.
Well, has it? Are you admitting it's been nice chatting to a French, born and bred citizen?
I must admit you are a rather charming French person. Perhaps you might be able to change my mind on the French.
This is true. Very charming. And nice to meet you too, Lord Admiral.
Well, the pleasure is all mine, Captain Maud.
You sleep with one eye open. No, I heard your comments. Goodbye.
Lord Nelson, are you really there?
I say, who's this?
This is Max Lode. I'm in the cargo bay.
Maximilian Lode.
Oh,
Wonderful.
just Max.
Just Max. Well, how do you do?
I'm fine. I don't understand what you're doing on our spaceship, though.
Well, neither do I. Apparently, your archivist has invented some sort of time machine, and we've swapped places across time and space.
Oh, yes, the old time machine. I actually had lunch with Jesus last week.
Really? Jolly good show.
Interesting conversation.
What did he have to eat?
Well, all we really have is freeze-dried meals, so, he had the beef stroganoff. I've heard all about you, Lord Nelson. You don't like a lot of different people, do you?
Well, one thing I have to say about other people is that good other people is a dead other people.
Yeah. You need to lighten up. The world's a different place now. We're multicultural. We've learned to become friends with everybody. We don't have wars anymore. We love each other.
Well, that's very good. And what would you like to ask me?
Well, I was wondering, what was your last kiss like?
What was my last kiss like?
Yes.
You might well be right in guessing that I kissed Lady Emma Hamilton last. She was my mistress and latterly my wife. But enough about her. No, my last kiss was actually Thomas Masterman Hardy, and I locked lips on the all-up deck of the Victory just before I came here. Yeah, it's a rather long story. Do you have time?
Yes, of course I do. Is this customary to kiss is Mr. Hardy, was he a colleague?
Well, we were very close, Thomas and I. I was on board the Victory with him as captain and me as admiral, in a rather awkward sort of set of, who's in charge kind of arrangements, for 2 years in total away from the land. And, one gets rather close with your crewmates over that time. Now, I was walking along the deck in the heat of the battle. We were locked up with the Redoubtable, a French vessel, and the rigging was all tangled, you see. Now, the captain of the Redoubtable, who had trained his sailors at shooting. Can you imagine? Shooting in a battle. We only shot out cannons at each other, but this Frenchman decided he'd like to shoot some guns as well. Very unsporting. Anyway, they'd sent a sniper up to the rigging, and someone, as we walked along the deck, shot me right in the back.
Come on.
Anyway, I was taken down below to the orlop deck, where the wounded were tended to, and I told my doctor that I was dying, that my spine had been shot through, and to send for Thomas, the captain, to give me updates on the battle. Thomas said that we'd already captured 14 ships, so I expect we will win at Trafalgar. Anyway.
When did you kiss this guy? Get to the kissing.
All right. I had a mind to sort out my affairs. I asked Thomas to look after Lady Emma Hamilton and Horatia, my daughter, and leave my estate to them. Then I told him to anchor, because I knew a storm was coming, and I told him to anchor the fleet after the battle. And then I said, "Kiss me, Hardy." And he did. I suppose the moment took me rather. Are you lonely, Max?
I'm a bit lonely, actually. It's a bit hard to being up here, but I don't know.
Why did you ask me about this romantic interlude, Max? Is there someone special that you're missing?
Yes. Yes, Lord Nelson, there is. Llewellyn. Llewellyn Persimmon.
Sounds Welsh. Where did you meet this Llewellyn?
Oh, Llewellyn. We met at a music festival in Scotland when I was on holiday. And we shared a tent together. It was pouring rain, and one thing led to another, and we became very close very quickly, Lord Nelson. Almost as quickly as you and Hardy, except I wasn't bleeding.
Almost as quickly as you and I, Max.
I think. But, we kept in touch, and we found that we had a lot of things in common. And then I got called up on this spaceship for this contract, and I had to leave her. And now it's really hard because I just don't know what she's up to. I can't expect her not to see other people. I'm up here for 5 years. That's 5 years of her life. That wouldn't be right for me to expect her not to see other people. But I don't know what's going to happen when I get back. You know, I talk to her once in a while, but it's hard. Long distance relationships, very, very hard. You must have the same problem when you're away on the ship.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I was away from my wife, Frances, for many years in a row. And then when I came to Naples and met Emma, well, I'm very sorry to say that I made a shame of myself and took pleasure in the arms of another woman. But what a woman. I can't really say that you should expect Llewellyn to be there when you get back, Max, because I certainly wasn't there for my wife when I got back.
Yeah, I think you're right, Lord Nelson. You make me, clarify things. That's good. You really helped me out.
You know, Max, there's one thing I regret. It's cheating on my wife.
Really?
Take heed. Stay true, Max.
Well,
They're on the straight and narrow. Save yourself for Llewellyn. Don't touch anything or anyone whilst in space. You can do it, Max. I believe in you.
it's 5 years, Lord Nelson. Give me a break.
Well, what about that jigsaw? Get stuck in.
I'm not. Those are the other. They're interested in the jigsaw puzzle. I honestly could care less about the jigsaw puzzle. But if they need my help to go find that piece, I'll go in the search party and we'll find the piece. I don't know why they're making it such a big deal. They don't want us to go out. Well, how are we going to find it unless we go out and find the piece?
I think the idea must be to search our own rooms, Max. Good luck. It might keep you occupied while you think of England. Now, I think we should hang up now. I'm sure there's other people on the board to meet.
Yes. Well, hey, it was nice to meet you, Lord Nelson. I hope your stay on our ship is a pleasant one. And if you have any
questions,
Max. Just give me a call. I'll fix you up. No problem.
I just wanted to welcome you. I'm so excited that you're here.
That was exquisite, my lady. Was it Bach?
How did you know?
Well, I know some things.
Well, I thought I'd play you something from at least a little bit close to your era.
Yes, I had tea with Bach once. We were flatmates.
I'm not sure if I entirely believe you on that one because I think he died before.
Agree to disagree.
But, well, I'm sure maybe your time portal opened up a little bit earlier and flicked you back in time.
That's the one. So, you must be a
crazy
musician.
These tunnels. Absolutely. And I'm just dying to ask you about your favourite song.
Fire away.
Well, what is it?
Oh.
Your favourite piece of music. What is it?
My favourite piece of music? Well, my favourite piece of music is an old song from before the 20th century, before the 19th century even. My favourite song is We Wish You a Merry Christmas, which is a very, very old song. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now, the thing about that song is that it's glad tidings we bring to you and your kin, not king. Everyone thinks it's king, but they're wrong. It's you and your kin, which means you and your family.
Well, you've educated me, because I did
Yes,
not know that.
And at sea, the crew was like my family. And we had Christmas at sea, you see. And so we had to sing to each other. And we had to learn the lyrics together. And so that song had a lot of repetitions, I can tell you. Yes, we became very fond of We Wish You a Merry Christmas, because it was pretty much the only song I knew the lyrics to. And so whilst out in the mid-Atlantic Ocean, we sang it a lot. Like a lot.
I imagine you would have a lot of time to fill. How long were you out on the sea for?
Well, once you finish the 4-piece jigsaw puzzles, there's not a lot else that you can do for your downtime. Oh, years at a time, sometimes. We'd have to stock up and then go out again. So on patrol, I was once at sea for 2 years in a row.
I can relate to that. We've been here for 3 so far.
Right.
And the time feels endless sometimes.
Why do you ask me about my
but
favorite
at least
song,
we
by
have
the way?
recordings. Well, it's something I like to ask most people, because I've been searching for the elusive hint of my favorite song, but I don't know what it is. So every time I meet somebody, I ask them what their favorite song is, in the hopes that perhaps one day I'll find my own. Because a long time ago, back on Earth, back when I was just a young student studying violin, classical violin, I was out walking in the woods one day, as you do as a music student, because it's quite romantic and you're trying to pretend you're really connected with nature. I heard a whisper of a tune, and it's stuck with me ever since. And it brings me right back to that period of my life when I was working hard, learning music, being terrified of my professor. I think it goes... And the rest is just lost to me. So I'm hoping that one day, And that's really what prompted me on this mission, to be honest, because I thought, if I can't find it on Earth, perhaps I dreamed it, or perhaps it was sent from outer space, and if I went on an adventurous mission somewhere, maybe one day I could find the last piece of this tune. A bit like our last jigsaw puzzle, actually. There's some parallels there.
Helen, someone wise once said that to know what is true in your heart is true for all men's hearts. That is genius. So perhaps the lost tune you are trying to remember is in fact your original composition. You need to be original, Helen. You need to write your favorite tune, and then it will become your favorite tune and everyone else's favorite tune.
Maybe you're right.
Yes.
Maybe that piece of melody came from the future.
Yes.
And I heard it somehow in the woods, and it started me on my voyage to the stars, to then go on to write the tune that would come back to my dreams in the woods, which would prompt me to go on adventure in the star. Oh, this is getting quite circular.
Well,
anyhow,
Helen, we know that time travel is possible. Sorry?
As proven by you in the flesh.
Yes. We know it's possible, so perhaps you did time travel, and now you need to compose the song that you can remember.
Absolutely. Thank you. This has been surprisingly insightful. I didn't expect an 1805 man would be quite so up to date.
Oh, well, Helen, I was known to be ahead of my time. And you are a very charming lady. So thank you very much for saying hello to me and playing songs and reminding me that music is the food of love. Shakespeare said that, you know.
Charmed, I'm sure. We'll say farewell.
You didn't see that,
Goodbye,
but I
Lord
bowed.
Nelson,
I bowed rather loftily. I'll do it again for your pleasure. For everyone's viewing pleasure, I am bowing to Helen. And that is
And
how
I'll
a gentleman
curtsy
farewells a lady. Oh, you know how to curtsy. That's very nice. Goodbye, Helen. You're my favourite.
Goodbye, Lord Horatio.
Goodbye, Helen. Are you still
Hello?
there, Helen? Helen? Goodbye.
Lord Nelson, it's Janice.
Who's this?
It's Janice here.
Janice there.
Yeah, it's me, Janice.
Oh, Janice. You seem very young.
Ah, yeah, I am. I'm
you
18.
Are you the cabin boy?
Cabin girl, but I think maybe that might be what I am. I'm an intern. That's what they call me, or cleaner as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. So, yes, we had plenty of those in our time.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk to you. I've actually got a question to ask you. Can I ask you a question?
A question? Oh, yes. Yes, please do.
Awesome. Okay. How did you become a lord?
How did I become a lord?
Yeah.
Well,
How did that happen?
I'm pleased you asked, Janice. I do like to be identified as a lord. Lord Horatio Nelson, Lord Admiral Horatio Nelson. I am an Admiral of the White, which is the highest rank in the British Navy. I acquired that rank by climbing the ladder, if you will, from captain to admiral, then, of course, Admiral of the Blue, which is Rear Admiral, and finally in charge of the entire Navy. Now, I know you're wondering, how does one climb the ranks? Well, cunning and daring, I can tell you. Yes, yes. It all started at the Battle of the Cape St. Vincent in 1795. I did some daring maneuvers and actually took over 2 Spanish ships at once with my own ship, of inferior guns, I might point out, and swung onto the rafters of my boat in order to get to their ships and captured the enemy captains, both of them. Well, you would have seen from the Admiralty's reaction to this that I was definitely due a promotion. And yes, after that I was promoted to an admiral. Of course, my lordship came after I was knighted with the Order of the Bath at St. Vincent. My lordship came, which is one step above knighthood, after the Battle of the Nile, where I happened upon the French fleet in Aboukir Bay off the coast of Egypt and attacked them by stealth and completely destroyed the entire navy, which led to Napoleon's retreat from Africa. Yes, that's when I became a lord. I'm also the Lord of Bronte, which is a part of Sicily, which was gifted to me by the King of Naples, whose company I was with when I was with Emma Hamilton in Naples. So that is how I became a lord. Why do you ask?
That was a cool story. I mean, I did zone out a little bit in the middle, but I think I got back into it. Really interesting stuff. Well, the reason I did ask that question was because, I myself am looking to get up the ladder, in this spaceship, and once we're back on Earth, politically. It's pretty cool.
Politically?
Yeah. It's actually been my childhood dream to become Prime Minister. So, I just wanted to kind of see how you got up the ranks and try and emulate that myself.
I'm sorry, Janice, but I thought you said become Prime Minister.
Wow, this
really
is
are a
not
god.
really the reaction I was looking for, to be honest.
Well, you see, it's very amusing, Janice, because you're a woman.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I am a
Can
woman.
you imagine a woman being the Prime Minister? Babe in arms.
Well,
do this, do that, men. And
I've
all
got
that.
some shocking news for you.
Hmm?
I've got some news for you.
Yes?
We've actually had like 2 women as prime ministers in New Zealand where I live, and like all across the country. Oh, 3 actually. I'm not very good at history, but yeah, there's women prime ministers and like presidents and all sorts of stuff. Hate to break it to you.
I'm astonished and rather pleased, in fact.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I mean, I think that I've met some very fine women, and I'm sure they would make very fine prime ministers.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll make a fine prime minister. You know, the reason I want to, get up the ranks and stuff is because, I am one of 30 children, actually. My parents had a lot of kids, and I'm actually the youngest. So,
Catholic.
yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm one of 30, so I kind of got pushed to the side a lot, and whenever I call up, like, I don't think anyone's actually noticed that I'm in space. Like, they don't answer my calls really, and so I thought, they'll have to notice me when I'm prime minister. So yeah, that's kind of how that's come about.
I say, you sound like a very sad sort of character, Janice. You mean your family's forgotten about you, and you want to be prime minister, and you're lost in space, Janice?
Yes.
Should I
when you
adopt
put
you?
it like, when you put it like that, it does sound kind of depressing, doesn't it?
Janice, I am willing to become your father.
Really?
Janice, it would do me no greater honor than to call you daughter, because
Oh my goodness!
you've taught me so much in our short conversation, Janice, and I feel very paternal towards you. Janice, would you like to become Janice Nelson?
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you.
This is wonderful. I fostered Francis's child too, Jacob. He kind of went off the rails, unfortunately, but I'm sure you can be my second chance, Janice. Janice,
Listen,
I think we're going to achieve great things together. In our,
that's
I may be dying.
fantastic.
I may be dying when I go back, but you can take the mantle. And if you're the captain of the ship, and the admiral of the navy, and an admiral of this spacecraft, then you can do great things.
I'm the captain now, I think. I've just decided it. You've inspired me so much.
That's it, Janice. If you want something in this life, you need to take it.
I am no longer an intern. I am the captain.
That's right. And what do captains do?
I didn't really think it that much through.
They lead by example.
Steering wheel?
No, it's not about steering the boat. You can do that. You can delegate that.
Okay.
Being a captain is about what?
Telling people what to do?
No, not just telling people what to do. Another guess. Being captain is
a fun time.
No. Being captain is.
I don't know any. Okay, give me 1 sec. Being a captain is commanding, being great and awesome and cool. That was a lot of things.
Well, I can see you've got a lot of learning to do, Janice, but this is all right, because I was putting you under a lot of pressure there. But you're going to be under a lot of pressure as captain of the spacecraft. Now, Janice, being captain means leading by example and showing others how to behave. if you want to find this jigsaw puzzle, Janice, you need to find this jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, I can find the jigsaw puzzle. As
Hey!
Captain.
I just found the jigsaw puzzle piece.
God damn it, Max!
I guess I'm the captain now. Sorry, Janice.
Now listen here, Max. You may be the only man on board, other than me, but you can't go around bullying people like that. We've made Janice the captain, and she's just as capable as you are.
When
Lord
did this happen?
Horatio, if you will excuse me, you
Did
can't
you just
go
call
around.
me Fellatio?
I said you, Lord Horatio Nelson.
Oh, my name. You can call me Horace, please.
Horace, you say you can't go around bullying everyone, but what do you do to my people, the French? You just watch this piece of technology, Lord Nelson.
Oh, what the? It was a very delayed reaction, but your fist eventually came through the tube and punched me. Peace, Maud. I've done enough fighting for one lifetime. St. Vincent, Tenerife, Nile, Copenhagen, up near Sweden, where the beautiful people live. All of them are dead. Thousands of people, I've killed them, Maud.
I know, Lord Nelson. Blood on your hands.
I'm sick of killing. I think we should all make peace. Make love, not war. That's a catchy phrase. We should use it.
Oh.
Now.
So, hold on. You want to make love?
Yes.
Well, that's
yes.
another story.
We need to stop being isolated and stop being lonely and go and make love with each other.
I need to freshen
Who's
up.
with me? Now, the doors are locked. I say we unlock the doors. And Helen, you provide some delightful Christmas music. Perhaps we wish you a Merry Christmas. And then we can go into each other's room, rip each other's clothes off, and make sweet love to each other. Who's with me?
As captain, I approve this message.
Good, Janice. Right, see you out there. Whoa, what's happening? What's happening? I'm going back. No!
Oh!
Not yet!
I did!
Oh, my one chance to lose my virginity.
And there we have it. Episode 3, our very special Heritage Festival episode is complete. Well, Maud may have to wait until next time to fit that particular piece of the puzzle in her life's jigsaw. But we can all sleep happily tonight knowing that the Outer Reach did in fact complete their jigsaw. They are out of lockdown and all is well. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Outer Reach. It remains for me to thank once more the Heritage Festival, Tom Ransom, Tim Cuff, and the Nelson City Council. Thank you for making this episode possible. And thank you, everybody who's been watching. We love you. Thank you for your comments. They are very entertaining to read. You're wonderful people. And I hope that everything is going well for you all out there, and we shall see you again anon. Lisa Allen, signing out.